Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we're diving into the latest weekly insurance registration numbers in China's booming EV sector, with a sharp focus on NIO and its sub-brands like Firefly and ONVO. Each Tuesday brings a fresh wave of data that gives us an inside look at how electric vehicle makers are performing in real time. This week's numbers are not just encouraging, they might just be game-changing. From unexpected sales surges to bold delivery estimates, we'll break down what these figures mean for NIO's growth story and where the company stands in China's ultra-competitive EV market. If you're tracking NIO stock or just passionate about EVs, you won't want to miss this update. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Every Tuesday, like clockwork, we get a key indicator of how our favorite EV stocks are performing in the Chinese market. That's right, it's the day insurance registration data gets released. And once again, this week didn't disappoint, especially for those closely tracking NIO. According to the latest figures, NIO recorded about 6,530 new insurance registrations last week. While this is slightly down from the previous week's 6,600, it's still a strong signal that NIO's delivery momentum is very much alive and well. Week after week, NIO has been delivering solid performance numbers, and May has been filled with encouraging news for the company. Looking at the data, the Firefly sub-brand contributed a surprising 1 in 104 units, ONVO accounted for 1 in 600 units, and NIO itself delivered around 3,800. Put that all together, and you get the impressive 6,500 plus registration count we're seeing now. What's particularly exciting is the performance of Firefly. Not many expected this sub-brand to pick up so quickly. Yet here we are, Firefly is already crossing the 1K unit per week threshold. That's significant, especially considering NIO's own expectations. The company initially estimated that Firefly would only contribute about 10% to their total monthly delivery figures. If NIO is on track to deliver 30K units this month, that would translate to roughly 3K expected from Firefly. But based on current trends, Firefly might be on pace to deliver over 4K units in a single month, well above those initial estimates. This unexpected strength in Firefly's performance is a major win for NIO. It shows there's real demand for the model, and that consumers are responding positively to what the sub-brand is offering. With 3 full weeks of May data in the books, we've seen the numbers gradually climb. The first week recorded 5,100 registrations, followed by 6,060 in the second week, then 6,600 last week. Now, with 6,530 this week, it's clear that NIO is building toward a very strong monthly total. Many analysts, including those at Deutsche Bank, had projected around 24K deliveries for NIO this month. But with how things are trending, that estimate might need a serious revision. There's growing confidence that NIO could exceed 30K deliveries in May alone, a number that, if achieved, would certainly surprise even the most bullish observers. And what makes this all the more exciting is that we haven't even factored in the final burst of end-of-month deliveries. Historically, NIO tends to push out a significant volume of deliveries during the last week of the month. If that pattern holds true, we could see a spike in registrations that pushes the company past that 30K mark. But how does NIO compare with other EV brands during the same period? Let's take a look. Li Auto came in strong with 10,508 registrations. AITO followed with 8,800, and Leapmotor posted 7,200. Xiaomi entered the mix with 6,800, just ahead of NIO's 6,500. XPeng, however, continued its recent downward trend, reporting 5,700 registrations. It's clear that XPeng's earlier momentum has slowed considerably, which opens the door for competitors like NIO to seize more attention and market share. Lower on the list, Deepal reported 4,500 registrations. Zeekr came in with 3,600, and both Denza and FCB stood at 2,700 each. So, based on this ranking, NIO remains solidly in the top 5 EV manufacturers in China when measured by weekly insurance registrations. That's an impressive spot to hold. especially given the intense competition in this space. Within the NIO ecosystem, it's also encouraging to see that ONVO is steadily gaining ground. Its 1 in 600 units may not be headline-grabbing, but it's a significant step up from earlier numbers and shows that the sub-brand is gradually finding its place in the market. However, NIO's main brand remains the powerhouse of the company's delivery performance, as shown by the 3,800 units it contributed. What's worth noting here is the arrival of the new ET5T and ET5 sedans. Deliveries for these models are expected to begin immediately following their official launch. This could very well be the catalyst that propels NIO's numbers even higher before the end of the month. We should expect to get final confirmation of the full month's figures this coming Sunday, and judging from previous patterns, that final week is likely to bring a sharp increase in deliveries, sealing what may turn out to be one of NIO's strongest months yet. Let's take a moment to talk about the broader implications. For months, NIO was criticized for sluggish deliveries and uncertain consumer interest. But now, we're seeing a clear turnaround. While some competitors are cooling off like XPeng, which might be facing either demand softening or supply constraints, NIO appears to be ramping up across the board. What's really eye-catching, though, is the buzz surrounding Firefly. It's not just a fluke. There's real traction here. In fact, some NIO main brand users are now opting to purchase Firefly models for everyday commuting and errands. That says a lot about the product's appeal and practicality. It's not every day that a new sub-brand outpaces expectations to this degree. Firefly has managed to capture attention with a mix of strong design, advanced features, and a price point that clearly resonates with consumers. And as we've learned from early user feedback, the in-car tech and driving experience are standing out in ways that are winning over former skeptics. We could very well see Firefly become NIO's top-selling sub-brand if this trend continues. And if it does, it'll be a major milestone not just for Firefly, but for NIO's overall growth strategy. In fact, it's starting to look like Firefly could eventually outpace even ONVO in terms of popularity. Another critical aspect that can't be overlooked is NIO's pricing strategy. Unlike many other automakers who are slashing prices or offering hefty discounts to move inventory, NIO has chosen not to apply discounts on its newly launched models like the ET9, ES6, EC6, and ET5 Touring. This is a strategic move that should have a positive impact on gross margins this quarter. It signals confidence in the product lineup and points to a demand level that doesn't require aggressive price cuts. This matters because higher gross margins could significantly improve NIO's overall financial health, giving them more room to invest in R&D, marketing, and further expansion. It's a sign of maturity and resilience in a market that's become known for price wars and thin profit margins. In summary, we're witnessing a meaningful shift in the EV space, at least as far as NIO is concerned. From steady delivery growth to the rise of Firefly and the stabilization of ONVO, everything is pointing toward a breakout month. The momentum is real, the numbers are strong, and the broader narrative around NIO is beginning to shift in a very positive direction. As we approach the month-end delivery announcement, all eyes will be on NIO. And if the trend continues, we may be looking at the start of a new chapter for one of China's most closely watched EV companies. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.